beautiful shining stars. I'm trying to do a lot of work because tomorrow I'm going to take the day off and enjoy because I've worked like crazy. So kudos to me. Welcome to Principle 5. So today's principle is, it says your homelands. It's about your house. It's about your home. And all the things that I've learned in the Babylonian principles, which by the way, these are the secret Babylonian principles. So all the things that I've learned have been like surreal to me. With principle 1, with paying myself first, that was just like, wow, never thought of that. Like tonight I get like a $300 deposit. So being able to take $30 to $40 out and putting it in my little, box makes me super happy. I'm still waiting for my deposit bank like bags, because I want to start using those because it creates that wealth of vision for me. So I'm excited. Like, I'm excited about all the work that we've done. So today's class, it says principle number 5, own your own home. We talk about investing in our family. When I created this, and I want you to know that a lot of people don't have family. I have people that don't have children, they don't plan to have children. But even if you don't have children, investing in your home is really important. And I think I don't know if I talked about it in this one or I talked about another one, or my parents always been very smart of owning their own home. I've always wanted to own my own home. Unfortunately, I just haven't had I've never did it. My credit has always been crap. Like, there's always been something from keeping me back from owning my own home. So one of the major goals for 23, 24, and 25 is getting my first home. And not just getting my home, putting it under my name and my daughter's name. So I'm planning to buy the home with my daughter. For one, God forbid something happens to me, she's in charge. Just like in my family, my daughter is like, she's very loving, very giving. And she's also great at kind of like organizing and responsibility and stuff like that. Even though she likes to spend a lot of money, she's really good as like, I'm going to give you an example. The other day, she was overdrafted $300 in her account. Something came in that she was not aware that was coming in. And she was off because she was super sick. She picked up shifts because I cannot be overdrafted. I cannot be overdrafted. She's like, Mom, you don't understand. It makes me sick to think that I don't have money in my account, to think that I'm at a negative status. So not only did she put back the $300, she put another $600 in her account. So now she's plus, and she picked up extra shifts because she's like feeling good. She's feeling better. We did some healing, So when we invest in our home, we're doing this for ourselves, but we're also doing this if we have children. Now, I'm going to talk about my whole children thing because I have children. I have grandchildren. I know that my kids are going to have, my kids' kids are going to have kids, right? So a home is something that I leave to them that they could share. You hear about families that were struggling, or they started a family, but then they didn't have to worry about a house because grandma left them the house. So, started a plus in their life. My dad is retired. He's 67 years old. He still works because he loves to have, my dad is very abundant. My mom is, we call her a money troll. She likes to hoard money. She likes to go shopping. She loves Ross, and she just loves to have large sums of money in her purse. My mom sometimes will have up to $5,000 in her purse, and we're always telling her, don't do that. That's so bad. God forbid something happens. Like, like, I can't do that because I'll like leave my purse everywhere. Bye $5,000. So my dad has his own home, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 5-bedroom, 2 bath. He made it a 5-bedroom, 3 bath. He took half of it and made it into 2 different rentals. One of the rentals brings in about $800, and the other one brings him about $500 or $600. depending on the light and everything, because it tells them if the light goes up, it's on you guys. It's very, and they don't mind because the rent down there, people are paying $2,000 for like small apartments because it's really, really crazy stuff. So that just his check, because he gets a retirement check, and one of the rentals pays off what he calls his life to life, like his rent, his light, his his internet, all the utilities. So that pays off of that. The other pays for food and the things that you just buy on your day-to-day basis. And then him and my mom have side gigs, like they sell plants and they sell they buy stuff and flip it. Like they love that. Like it's not, to them it's not a job, even though my mom will complain, which I think is funny because she just likes to complain, but she loves it because she loves shopping and she loves going to garage sales and doing all this stuff, and just it's her forte. So if they had a rental, they wouldn't be able to do that. They wouldn't be able to say, and they even have an extra room that if they wanted to, they could rent it out, but they leave it because guests come over all the time, because they live like really close to the Florida Keys, and people like to come over and spend weekends, and then they'll go to the Keys, or they do race car driving over there, events, festivals, fairs, rodeos, a bunch of stuff that they do over there. Their family and friends will come over and like spend a weekend, spend a week, and they love that. Investing in your home. You just don't know where it's going to be. You just don't know where it's going to lead. So another story is my husband's best friend, not the smartest guy because he had drug addictions and stuff like that, but his brothers, very smart. And we talk about this all the time, like, wow, your brothers are super smart, because we saw these as kids, as 7-8-year-olds, little kids, and now they're multi-millionaires. So in the first recession of 2007, 8, or 9, they bought property in Miami. So of course they were already doing okay. I think one of the properties has 7 units or 8 units, and each unit has like 2 bedrooms. And he bought that for less than $1 million. And that is rental income that comes in every single month. So 7 units, and I'm gonna say $2,000 a month. Every month that's coming in. It's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. So not only that, he has that, he also bought property in Georgia, like when they put like lands up and stuff like that. And I think one of the properties that he got when he first got it was when it first started, hey, we're selling land for X amount of price. I'm sorry, this little thing on my head, this is why you see me like uncomfortable. It's like pinching me. So one of the lands that he bought went up like really quickly, and they sent him an offer. So instead what he's doing is he's building houses on it. Like, investing in your homes is so important. Of course, now I'm talking about a story about he didn't invest in his home, but he bought his first home. He used the money for his home to do the business. The business started streaming money. Then the bank gave him more money, and he was able to invest in the building. Making more money, invest in property. That's how the wealthy think. The poor people don't think about that. The poor people will go and rent, like, I'm like loving my 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom resort style home. I love that because I'm living very lush, right? But if I had my home, it'll be mine. Instead of throwing away the money every month to a rental that's never going to be mine, that the price increases, I could be putting the money in my home, in my place. And it turns out that there's also resort style community vacation homes that I could purchase and I could live in. News to me. So, investing in your home. The principles that you have learned here, right now, it's all a plan. Right now, it's all, you're sitting down, think of yourself like a toddler in front of a bunch of Legos. There's Legos everywhere. They're in every which color. The little people are in one box. You have the cars in the other box, and it's just a big mess, and you're building your foundation, your village, your town, whatever you're doing. this is what the principles are, is you building the foundation to your riches, the foundation to your wealth. It all starts with a plan. So in owning your own home, I was going to show you my vision board scripting journal. I think it's super crazy how sometimes things happen. So the whole thing of a vision board is that you're supposed to do it, and especially my scripting journal, is you add stuff to it. And I did. For the first 3 months, I added a lot of stuff. There's a lot of scripting, there's a lot of intentions, a lot of desires. All of a sudden I can't find it. One of the things about scripting and vision boards is that you're supposed to like allow it to manifest by leaving it alone, putting it away, and then when it resurfaces, a lot of the things that you added has manifested because you've forgotten about some of the things that you've added in there. So they're still in your subconscious, they're still working out, but you're no longer hovering over it. Oh my God, I want this, I want this, I want this. It's not happening, it's not happening, it's not happening. So I think it's crazy that I was going to show you the vision board and how I added my dream home, what I want, what I desire, where I want it, and all the details about my dream home. I was going to show you that, and it disappeared. So yeah. So I also talk about how, because I do a lot of reading and researching, I read about this guy when Airbnb first started. He bought up like a little beat up building in somewhere like London, and it was just really shabby, really shabby. But he was a carpenter, like he knew a lot about handiwork, so he lived there for a little while. He invested in a property. It was like really cheap. I think it cost him, and I'm gonna say a ridiculous amount of price. It might have been more, it might have been less, but I think he said it was something like $15,000. It wasn't the best place in the world. It was a very poverty-stricken neighborhood, and the place was just in shambles. But like I said, you know, he was very carpenter. He went in there. He was able to hire people to do the roofing and to fix some leaks and do the like old wiring that was really old that he didn't do. So he really put a lot of time and effort into the property. This was, of course, I'm talking about years before Airbnb really started getting busy. So that property alone has made him millions of dollars. That property. Because what happened was that poverty-stricken neighborhood, a lot of people started investing in it and buying properties and fixing them up. So now it's no longer a poverty-stricken neighborhood. Now it's up and coming. Another place that this happened to was Wynwood, Miami. Wynwood used to be a really terrible neighborhood called Overtown, and like it was like, we used to call it like crackhead city. It was really bad. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I'm just saying that's what it was called. That was the name that it was, you know, rumored, or what was it called? Just kind of a title that they gave it, because it was really, they would say like, don't go in there with your car, don't park it, because you know they're gonna leave it on hubcaps. So now that's where Art Basel happens. So this is where all the wealthiest people, artists, go and do their events, and you see like these rich ass people walking around in their Louis Vuittons and their Chanels and their, you know, Coaches, and just strolling around. They have made high buildings and houses and restaurants and art galleries. It's just a really top notch. You know, so they took an area that was very low stream, poverty, bad neighborhood, a lot of crime, and they shifted it into a better community, you know. So unfortunately they did like a lot of the people that were what I think they call them like projects and stuff like that, because they're like, they pay a certain amount of money a month because they can't afford to pay more. So they got rid of a lot of those buildings, and they were offered more money for them, and of course the owners sold, because it's a lot of work for some of those places. I don't know anything about that. I'm not shaming anything. I'm just saying that it happens a lot. So when you find yourself places that you feel like, even if they're low income places, and you're able to invest in a property there, you just don't know, especially that the US is becoming, the whole world, because the first place that I talked about was in London. The whole world is becoming a place where people are wanting to prosper. Everybody's focusing on wealth. Like manifesting wealth right now is one of the highest streaming niches, trends, whatever you want to call it, is because everybody is researching wealth. Everybody wants to be wealthy. So investing in your home is a step into opening up the doors of, you just don't know where they're going to lead. And you could be like me, I want to do this because I want to be able to give this to my daughter, to have a place, if she wants to give it to her kids, or if my sons need it, or if my granddaughters need it, or if she just wants to use that as collateral to, more businesses, more homes, more investments, yada yada. Point is that instead of throwing away your rent money every single month the way we're doing it, you are buying your home. And once your home is yours, all you have to do is pay for the taxes. That's it, just the taxes. All right, what else are we talking about in the home? Okay, so I added some really pretty, and I added hearts because I love the energy of love. And then I added like different houses for you to like really like, oh, I love this house, and you could write on this as a beautiful home, or you could script. So creating the plan. So when I did my vision board, I added, of course, like my ideal home, like what type of home do I want, where do I want it. And I think what really scared me about that home was that it was $1.2 million because it's where I wanted to be, is such a like, anywho. And I think the price like scared me. But then you think about people that's nothing. Like $1.2 million today is actually not a lot of money. There's houses close to where I live, they're at 400,000, and they're not even a quarter of what that place is. So it's getting out of that, oh my god, that's too much money, and instead I took away the idea of it cost 1.2 million and more focused on, I love this home, and creating content there. It's just, and when I go to sleep not every night, because I do a lot of visualizing and visionary scripting and re-scripting. But when I go to sleep in that home. So what that means is, yes, I'm going to sleep in my bed, I'm going to sleep in my amazing apartment, but I'm actually once I get in the bed, I visualize that I'm in this home and I'm hearing the sounds. And sometimes I'll even put YouTube sounds that'll mimic what I feel this home to be. And then I'll go into the vision of being in my home, and my daughter may be walking into the room and saying, hey, let's have some midnight margaritas, or let's have some tea. And I'm like, yeah. So I'm visualizing getting out of my bed and walking into my dream home. So these are such beautiful law of assumption energies that you could use to bring in your home. And when I know this works because I manifested my apartment that way every night. And now I'm in a happy hunky-dory place, but I was in a dire situation, really, really negative situation. I would go to sleep crying. And once I let all that purge, all that, release and energy, I would then start refocusing, start shifting. Sometimes it would be like, that because it's too much. And I would start visualizing waking up in my dream state, in my dream place. So did it take a while? Yes. And that's the thing. You want to give yourself time. Because a lot of you guys don't have time. You want everything right away. And you will sabotage it until the end because of that. Stop wanting everything right away. Start allowing. And in these next couple of days, these principles are gonna get in your face, and the stuff that I'm gonna tell you, you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it. And it's okay, because I'm not here to make you comfortable. I'm here to make you uncomfortable, to push your buttons, to get your ass off of whatever dialogue the ego shares with you, and start creating the life that you dream. I will see you on the next principle. Namaste.